I was down a Master P rabbit hole this morning. Not even on his music, just his Instagram page. And he actually talked about 50 Cent. He goes, I love 50 Cent. He posted a picture of 50. He goes, man, I invested in 50 when he was young. This Wankster song on that 8 Mile soundtrack. I had never heard anything like it.
Honestly, similar to Eminem, one of the more popular songs actually isn't even close to one of his best songs.
No, it's not even his best songs.
It's like not even close.
But it's so sick.
No doubt.
It's a hard song.
I mean, the video.
The video's just sick. The video just, man, just use a Wankster. But you never pop nothing. In high school, you was the man, homie.
I mean, Ja's career was
done. I
mean, he ended his career, right?
Done.
And I'll be real with you. I think Ja made as good, if not better, music than 50.
Nah, he didn't make better.
You're lying if you did not bump.
He didn't make better music.
What?
He didn't make better music than 50.
So you didn't bump any of the Shanti songs with him? Come on.
You're putting words in my mouth. I didn't do that.
That first album before he went all like R&B pop.
Ja was not better than 50. I'm not saying that. Ja had hits.
I'm saying his catalog is pretty damn good.
His catalog's good. But he ain't no 50 Cent.
No, 50's awesome, but like 50, the farther he got away from Dr. Dre producing the beats, I do think that the product got watered down
a little bit. That's all. It always happens like that.
He's not going to ever recover from Firefest, though. Ja.
Well, that too. But I'm telling you, go back to that first Ja album.
Ja was good.
Murder.
But the first 250 albums were better than any Ja album. Come on.
Probably,
no.
But I'm talking about like collection of hits. Like when you go to
no doubt.
When you go to a concert,
Ja has hits.
He has hits, dude.
Hits.
Like the song with J-Lo is, it's one of the.
Hits.
You hear that song at a wedding and you get out on the dance floor.
He's got hits, but you know what? He ain't 50. 50's intro songs on Power and Raising Canaan are hard. Come on, you know you like it. Big Rich
I love
Town.
50. I love 50. But I think we've
just got.
We as a society have written Ja off, and we're like acting like he wasn't on TRL top 5 for like 5 years straight.
Oh my gosh! People hating in the roast. You know, somebody said that. Robert Saleh said that on Hard Knocks yesterday. If you don't got haters, you not popping. Okay. We got a lot of haters.
Totally agree with him on that.
You know what? I'm gonna embrace that. I'm going to embrace that. So I do know that there's haters coming out a lot. True story. I had a hater. He's been commenting on Instagram. I think he deleted everything because I found out who he was. This joker was just, you're such a Trey Lance lover. He's all in the comments, right? He's tagging me and everything. I'm like, who is this bot? The guy started texting me. The guy literally texted me, Bonte, why do you love Trey Lance so much? I'm like, who is this? Don't worry about it. But if you would never say some of the things on this. So I found out who it was. I was like, you got haters out here looking up my phone number. And the guy was from Virginia. So, you don't got haters, you don't got popping. Vic has a lot of haters.
Look, here's the thing. I know it's the unpopular thing to say. Everybody agrees that Ja got destroyed by 50, but you're all pretending like you didn't bump Ashanti and Ja.
We never said that.
J-Lo and Ja.
We never said we didn't.
Where is Ja?
We bumped Ja. We did. We never said that, Shasky. You're insinuating that. We're just telling you he ain't no 50 Cent.
Oh, but I feel like 50's first 2 albums and then everything else has been
come on. G-Unit album?
G-Unit.
Yeah, you love that. Come on, stop. You love that.
There was a couple good hitters.
All right, let's get Vic
I'll give you that.
Vic
there
Tafur.
was.
We're wasting time, man.
Sorry,
Vic Tafor's got to get the practice, man. He ain't got time.
Sorry, my bad. My bad.
We got him on the line for free. So Vic's going to start charging us after 5 minutes. Vic Tafur, the athletic, longtime friend of ours here at 95.7 The Game. Vic, my man, Vegas Vic. Should I just start calling you Vegas Vic? Did you move down there?
I did, man. So that name fits, yeah.
Yeah, I like Vegas, Vic. And you get to go to all the fights because I know you're a big boxing fan. Spence, Crawford. Man, you're living a life, Vic. Damn, you come a long way from covering the Cal Bears. But look, man. Welcome to the Morning Roast, man. Long time no talk. We miss you out here in the Bay Area. But you sent out a tweet yesterday that caught all of our attention here in Niderland. And it was something about Trey Lance. And as you watched some joint practices yesterday, Brock Purdy, Jimmy Garoppolo, we'll get to all that. Kyle Shanahan and Max Crosby talking trash. But your quote tweeted Matt Barrows by saying, basically, who's going to trade for Lance? It's worth a shot for some team looking for a future starter because Lance apparently led a touchdown drive. Well, it wasn't a touchdown drive because Latu dropped the pass or whatnot. But what are your thoughts on Trey Lance? Because a lot of Niner fans are saying, see, Vic, he covers the Raiders. He likes what Lance is doing. What did you see in Trey Lance to make you say something like that?
I mean, he looked good, but it was against the third team, so I can't go too crazy. But, I mean, obviously he's got some talent. Obviously, I'm not sure he's in their plans for the future, so I think it makes sense if you're another team, like maybe, I'm not even saying the Raiders, but it could be another team that needs a quarterback for the future, a guy who can be your starter down the road, maybe give him a shot, and I don't think the price would be too high. So that was all I was saying. I just think that it makes sense, I think, for a lot of people.
Did Brock Purdy blow you away?
No one blew me away, man. It was hot. It was, it's you can't see very well. Like, we had the binocs out. The Raiders aren't great at access, as you got Greg Papa said. So I just think you see what you can see. I think everybody looked fine, but no one really stood out. I think there were very few interceptions. I think there was only one on the day, so that was good, I think, for both teams. But Purdy was fine. I mean, Lance was fine. Jimmy G was fine. So I just thought that, let's look at what's going to happen long term.
Vegas Vic here on the morning. Russell 95.7 The Game. Vic Tafur up from the Athletic. So that whole, real quick, we can have some laughs here. I saw the video where somebody was complaining about, the access down at Raiders practice. And I saw all you guys kind of tweet. It was like, well, that's the normal protocols here. Did you guys kind of laugh at that? Where somebody was claiming basically, oh, man, the Raiders are treating Papa like crap because he was there for 21 years and wasn't that kind of funny?
It was. I love Greg. Obviously, he had a little tantrum. That's fine, but that's just the way it is down there. But no one can see anything. It's kind of like, that's kind of what they want to try and do, is kind of limit your access so nobody can see. But you get biomax, you can make it work. But I get it. I mean, Greg was the guy with the Raiders for a long time. So obviously, and he also now they got the Niners. So I think he's used to certain things. You can probably walk him where he wants to go on the field, and that's not going to happen here in Henderson.
Well, just in general. Why is everyone so afraid of practice being filmed? I just don't get it. I legitimately don't get it. Like, we act like they've got like the nuclear codes and they're all going to go 18-0 or 17-0 if nobody watches any of our plays in practice. It's kind of an absurd concept, is it not? I'm
totally with you. I think it's ridiculous that coaches are worried about, like, oh, they said who's going to be a second team tackle or who's competing for this spot or this guy had a nice, pass. I just think, if you're a good coach, you have confidence in what you're doing in your team, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what people in your right report or see or what injury updates you give. Just, do your job and focus on your guys in your locker room, getting better and knowing your scheme and performing. And I just think the whole paranoia, I think, is really, it's kind of absurd.
It is pretty funny. George Allen, back in the day with the Washington, he would have all the Fitzes covered up. He thought helicopters were spying on him. He thought it was the Cowboys spying on him. Al Davis, too. Al Davis is paranoid like that. It's real quick, Vic. Jimmy Garoppolo, it really feels like he's happy to be back with Josh McDaniels in his offense. Feels like he gets to do a little bit more. Is that what you're kind of gathering from Jimmy Garoppolo as well? Because we kind of taking his shots towards Shanahan when he say, man, Shanahan kind of does this thing and the quarterback sit in one room. But it feels like Jimmy Garoppolo is very, very happy to be down there in Vegas where it feels like he's wanted.
Yeah, it's a very soft landing spot. Obviously, he says some stuff that Josh kind of taught him football when he came up, taught him the offensive systems. So I think he's very happy getting back with Josh. Obviously, the system's changed since he left. They've upgraded. They've actually added some things he used with the Niners. But and plus, Vegas and Jimmy Garoppolo is also a perfect marriage. I mean, just like off days, I can't imagine what he's doing. So he was having a good time. So I think he's very happy where he is right now.
Were you surprised that Kyle Shanahan praised him so much?
Obviously, Mike Silver had the story the other day where they kind of showed some of the problems they had when they broke up. So, I think it's obvious to go the other way and say, hey, man, that was my guy. I loved him. But I don't think they talked yesterday. I'm not sure I don't think they did speak to each other. So, clearly, there's still some stuff there that needs to be resolved between them at some point.
I was waiting on the picture of Jimmy and Kyle Shanahan hugging it out from one of you guys, whether it's David Lombardi, Vic, Marcus Todd. I thought one of you guys would take that photo, but apparently you guys are so far away from the field, you can't really see anything.
No, but we heard they didn't talk. I think both of those guys acknowledged they didn't say hi to each other. So clearly there's still some ice needs to be thawed there.
Vic, just in general, the Niners really feel themselves, right? Like, from afar, they really have a high sense of self-worth, don't they?
Well, pretty good. You should. If you're a good football team and you got some swagger, that's part of the deal. So I respect that. The Raiders want to get there at some point. I'm not sure they're close, but I get it. If you got talent and you got, you should be happy about it and proud of it and walk like you're the guy.
Vic, real quick before we get you out of here, I know you got an early practice, man, out there in Henderson, Nevada. Hopefully it's not too hot out there for you guys, but just overall, when you look at the quarterback situation and the way the Niners have handled it, for a championship team to get so close, or a contender to get so close to that Super Bowl, it kind of feels weird how it's just All right, one day it's Sam Darnold, one day, Brock Purdy's obviously going to start the season, but they bring in Darnold, they trade all these draft picks for Trey Lance, and it seems like Trey Lance is on the outskirts. How you from afar looked at the 49ers situation in the way they handled the quarterback situation?
Yeah, it's crazy. You got to give the coaching staff a lot of credit. They definitely overcame some obstacles. They thought the unconventional way was not a true, definite guy. So I think they definitely got Brock Purdy ready, and he looks like he's going to be the guy. And they not only love Sam Darnold, so they clearly have some things working in the quarterback room. So they're in a good spot. They got some depth, and I think that's why I mentioned I think making a trade makes sense.
You think Trey Lance has the ability to be a starter in this league?
I don't know, but I think he deserves a shot. I think that's why my going to get a shot there. So I think he showed enough. He got drafted. He got traded for pretty highly. So other teams also liked him. He's got the skill set. So at some point, you got to give a chance to develop, actually, prove he can or can't do it. I'm not sure what's going to happen there.
Well, just from your time covering the league, anyone that says like, "Oh, he's a bust and can't be salvaged, and he's on the level of Jamarcus or like Johnny Manziel or whatever," that's kind of an absurd notion, right?
For sure. I mean, these guys need chances to develop, or it's just something need chance to. You need reps. I mean, and not only in games, but also in practice. I'm not sure they'll get those this year, so I think that's also a key part of it. But it's way too early to call him a bust.
Yeah, Josh Jacobs, Vic, we got to hold out of here with Nick Bosa. A lot of people say running backs aren't important, but the Niners traded for Christian McCaffrey, and they took off. Josh Jacobs, any resolution anytime soon with Josh Jacobs and the Raiders?
Nah, he's pissed off. I mean, he's not going back for a while, I think. But then again, if the tag is $10.1 million, and it doesn't matter how pissed off you are, it's hard to walk away from $10.1 million. So it doesn't have any leverage. So I do think he'll be back before the first game of the season.
Just one last thing I'll leave you with, because I know you're staring at that AFC West. I am selling all Sean Payton stock. His arrogance is through the roof, and any man whose first move of business is to give Mike McGlinchey $50 million in free agency is doomed for failure. Mark that down. You can use it later on as your own material.
I'll mark it down. I'll put on my little list of things to watch this year.
I won't be looking for Vic's bets. Sometimes I fade the big
Hell
Vic.
Yeah.
Sometimes I paid the big Vic, but Vegas Vic, man, it's so good to talk to you, man. You're doing your thing with the Raiders. You've been doing it for a long, long time. Thanks for spending some time with us this morning.
All right, guys, take care.
See ya.
Anytime, Vic Tafur, The Athletic, on the Morning Roast.